our genetic traits. Hello guys! Welcome to yung little channel, and today I am sharing with you again some thoughts from my own reading this time. Yes, from my own readings because it is about genetic traits. Have you ever think it? No, I'm not thinking about it. But as I go along with my readings, I arrive in the certain topic that we must know our genetic traits. This is very important because we are acting our behaviors, our attitudes. Some of it are from our genes, from our genetic traits. Traits are determined by genes, and also they are determined by the interaction with the environment with genes. And remember that genes are the messages in our DNA that is defined individual characteristics. Yes, guys. So the traits is the manifestation of the product of a gene that is coded by the DNA. We must know that behavioral genetic research today focuses on identifying specific genes that affect behavioral dimensions such as personality, intelligence, and disorders, such as, for example, autism, hyperactivity, depression, and schizophrenia. Is human behavior determined by genetics? Guys, this is a question sometimes we are going to think about it. Is human behavior determined by genetics? Guys, diving a little deeper into the biological realm, we don't inherit behavior or personality that is written in the book, guys, but rather we inherit genes, and these genes contain information that produces protein which can form in many combinations, all affecting our behavior. We can identify our genetic traits by knowing that some of our attitudes are inherited, at least part of it, and some via transmission from our parents. We must know that our attitudes are formed directly as a result of experience. Yes, we must be aware about it. They may result from observation. We must know that an attitude is somewhere between a belief, a stance, a mood, and a pose. Yes, guys, we must identify our genetic traits. If you've got an attitude about something, it can be hard to change it because you think you're right. Yes, we are always right. Right? Not actually. Yes, we are thinking that we are always right. But an attitude is a way of thinking that we can express just by standing in a certain way. Yes, how can we identify our genetic traits, guys? We must know our parents, our relatives, and of course, what is, the genes inheritance of your parents, of, where they come from. It is very important, from our experiences. Yes, guys, it is very important that we can acknowledge it, identifying it by knowing really who you are, where you come from, and of course, your family. Remember that genes are messages in our DNA. Yes, our DNA comes from our parents, where we come from. And these things, we must know where our parents come from, how they grew up, how they live their life. You know, because when we know all these things, then we can acknowledge our behavior and attitude, and we know how to handle it, control it, and eliminate the attitudes and behavior which we don't like. And by that, we know how to change ourselves, eliminate those bad behaviors and attitudes, and try to live a good life the way we want it to be. We must have full control when it comes to this matter, guys. Therefore, it is very important that we can identify our genetic traits. We must know that behavioral genetic research today focuses on identifying specific genes that affect behavioral dimensions such as our personality, intelligence, and disorders. Yes, we all have disorders, which means we all have weak and strong side of a person, and that may become from our genes who are our parents. It is very important that we can know our own genes, acknowledge it, and by that it is easier for us to control our behavior and attitude which we don't like, and it is easier for us to change it. Yes, as the book says, as we are going to identify our being whole person, whole personality, we must also know our genes, where they come from, and by that our mind can lead us what weaknesses, what strong side of a person we have, and we can adjust it from there, and it is easier to control yourself when things get wrong. Yes, we are all human, we all have weaknesses, but we must know how to control it easier when we know our genes, where we come from. This is just my share, guys, from the book I Am.
Many of us not thinking about our genes, where we come from, our genetic traits. It is very important that we know who our parents, our genes, our DNA, so it is easier for us to understand as well our attitudes and behavior. Because as the book says, some of it we get it from our parents, our genes, and some of it through experiences. And with all these things we can identify and acknowledge, it is easier for us to control ourselves. Those things we don't like, we must eliminate it, and it becomes easier when we really know how to identify our genetic traits. Guys, this is Yundel. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much for your love, care, and support. Again, I am forever grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for dropping here in my channel today. Thank you, and I love you all, and bye-bye.